Hello Taurus, welcome to your monthly reading for the month of May. I've already done the collective reading which is out there on our channel, and I've decided to call it Moving May. After a marvellous March, we went into amazing April, and now we're going into Moving May, and it's moving on, the collective energy this is, moving on with into a much more sort of logical way of dealing and creating this new paradigm that we're moving into. Okay, so let's just see what's going on for you. We're going to do a normal pulling of the Astroflower, overall energies, karmic messages, week 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is also how the universe influences your karmic message. This is how your past self influences your karmic message. This is how your future self does it, and what the overall outcome is. So let's just get straight in here for you, Taurus. Let's see what's going on for you. Happiness is a... No, maybe not that song. Beatles, Happiness. Also shining a light on you, I think, here, because it is your month as well. It's your birthday season, so happy birthday to all you Tauruses out there, obviously. And this is the starting of your new year in regards to your birthday and etc. Starting of the new cycle, and it should be a happy one. That should be the overall energy that's riding through you. It's good to get on, it's good to move, it's good to do things. Moving May. But it's also going to bring a bit of light upon you, which I think you will appreciate. It's going to bring a bit more sort of energy or a bit more enthusiasm in your projects, and also within your relationships. That's the overall energy there, which I'm feeling out of that. It's a really fulfilling month, I think, for you in the way of the overall energies. Yeah, really good. Let's just see what's going on in your karmic message on your relationship side. Okay, so you've got the Eight of Swords. This could be a sensation of you're feeling stuck, but it's in the karmic message. So it's not necessarily what is going on in your life. It's something that we need to sort of understand or, work through. We do that on a regular basis. It can be something really big, can be something really small. But in this situation, in regards to your relationships, as far as I can sort of grasp off it, is not pushing too much, not having to do too much for the relationships, not having to invest too much. It's not like you're being lazy and kind of going, well, I'm not going to do anything, I'm not going to invest in it. And I think it's simply because, things need to settle in place. And there's a lot of things going on around us at the moment. And I think with the relationships here, I think it's just a case of keeping a tight ship, in a way. Don't make any hasty decisions in the month of May. Stick to the plan that should have been... that should have come through you during your autumn period, which is the 3 months before your birthday. So those plans should be now clear for you of what the sort of things you want to experience in the coming year and what you don't want to experience in the coming year. Okay, so it's sort of saying stick to the plan in a way. Ace of Pentacles, yeah, as I said, let things come to you in a way. This is the Eight of Pentacles. It is like a seed, as it were, of growing interaction with other people on a physical sort of sense. Really sort of seizing on an opportunity to really open doors in regards to sincere relationships that are around you. And you'll know which ones are sincere and which ones are not. And it's investing, you're not investing. It's a case of we're investing. So it's not asking you to invest, and it's not asking the other person or the other people to invest in the relationships, because this could be family, friends, community, but it's a sort of fair exchange sort of thing going on here. And I think the universe here is trying to, in the first week, this is where you get the opportunity where connection with other people to explore that sort of physical connection that you can have with everybody else. In the second week, you've got the Two of Cups. Now, this is really good because this is... I'm getting a sensation of the Temperance card as well around this Eight of Wands. It's almost like patience in a way. And in the second week you've got the Two of Cups. It could well be the fact that you're meeting someone. That could well be for some of you. But the way I read cards, I tend to read very much more for how you interact with energy. Because not everybody's, a lot of you could be in a very beautiful relationship. I hope so. Therefore, you're not going to be looking for a new relationship. Why would you be? If you've got if you're already in a great relationship, why would you search for anything other than that? So, for those of you who are looking for love, yeah, it's good time to get out there, mix it up, see what comes up, But I think here is more of a case of feeling at one with yourself, and this is according to the past as well. This has been leading up. It's feeling good about how you're gradually exploring the connections with other people that are around you. That's what's happening in the second week, and it's because it gets even more enhanced if you've done that work over the last 3 months of working out what you've been doing over the past year, what you don't want to do again, what you did wrong, what you did right, and then in the future, this is what I'd like to experience. How do I get to that place? And I think this is a realization within you in the second week where you start sort of like really connecting with that and getting in flow with it. Okay, so in the third week, you get the Two of Swords. If you've seen the collective reading, I think the Two of Swords came up there. I think it came up there as well. But I got a funny feeling it came there. And this could be this thing coming from the outside world here. And this is why it's good to see the collective reading as well, which is obviously on our channel. And there might be some difficult choices to make. And I think if you're in tune with yourself, for those people who are going to be in tune with themselves, are really getting on with what they're supposed to be doing in regards to relationships that are around you, and feeling at one with yourself, there is no real choice. It's almost, this card is almost sort of saying it's a no-brainer. It's evident what you should be doing. If you're not in tune with yourself and you're having problems trying to get together with yourself, then yeah, there may be some difficult choices for you to make. But for the majority of you, I feel that this is a bit of a no-brainer in the third week. And I almost, by the third week, so we're looking going up to the 21st of May, at the end of your birthday season, moving into Gemini. And that's a real Gemini-ish sort of card, the Two of Swords. And if you take on that Gemini energy, Geminis are very good that when they make a decision, they make a decision very much like yourselves, because that's why they're next to you in the thing. You have similarities. You share petals. You got Gemini coming in this section here. And I think as long as you have a plan worked out, this is going to be a no-brainer. If you haven't got a plan worked out, if you don't know where you're going, that is going to need a bit of work. Yeah. Let's see what comes out in the end of it by the fourth week of it all. Okay, so there may be this difficult choice that for some of you need to be taken, but it's almost as if like in this difficult choice, then something that is painful to you has come to an end, which is a good thing. It's like having a thorn in your side and you get that thorn out, or getting a splinter in your finger, and eventually you're going to go, it's out. It's great. It may be difficult getting it out, it may be painful getting it out, but once it's out, it's out. And that ties in a little bit here where you may feel a little bit stuck if you're caught in a situation in a relationship that needs to be addressed. And I come back to this logical revolution as well. There's another aspect to this, because we don't live in just one dimension, do we? We have relationships with our family, we have relationships with our friends, we have relationships as a couple. We have relationships as regards to the outside world. And in regards to the outside world, it's this logical revolution that's happening, you know, some people may not have got the information, may not have got the memo. So they haven't got the new logic. They haven't worked it out yet. And you're going to have to leave those people behind, and that maybe that part is a little bit difficult and painful for you. But that pain comes to the end by the end of the month, because you're going to be heading off down your path and making sure happiness be your guide. If you use happiness as your guide, these things here are going to be real no-brainers. And they're actually going to be really beautiful for you, really lovely. Okay? Let's just see what's going on your material side of life. Your karmic message here, Page of Pentacles. So, Page of Pentacles is learning about that longer term process of sort of investing in a property, renovating the property, renting out the property, you know, getting the money in, seeing the returns, if you're making any money and stuff like that. It's a whole process that has to go through. And it starts off with the kind of like a lot of luck. It's a bit of a lucky cards. As long as you kind of like, I would like to try this, I'd like to explore this avenue, attitude. If you've taken that attitude, then this karmic thing is going to really give you a bit of luck to start with. And then you're going to see the clear figures of it all, of your choice and your path for your job, your career, or your business, or your projects, whatever it is. And it is talking about the longer term plan. So the universe is on board with this. Whatever you seem to be wanting to do in the material world, and it could be to do with your job, your business, or your projects. And in the first week, it's starting as a real okay, I'm off and I'm on the road. But it's a long road. And this Knight of Pentacles is constantly ploughing. It's time to get on, as it were. You're wanting to get on. The universe is egging you on. In the background, you can see there's a field there and it's got nothing growing in it, because he's got to plant it all. But once he plants it, then it sort of germinates. Then he looks after the plant. And then the plant grows and he gets the fruit. And that's what that whole process there is about. That karmic message, that karmic lesson this month in your material place is nurturing and understanding the long-term cycle. Don't react to the markets, as it were. You know, you're in it for the long haul here. So, second week, a fair exchange, realizing what you can make out of the this career path choice, or this you know, business stuff. You know, the six of Pentacles. He's keeping 3 for himself. He's giving 2 to a just cause, and he's giving 1 to a it's like a charity in a way. It's almost, it's like sort of kind of going, I'll help you out. I'm not going to invest in you, I'll help you out. But that I'll invest in. And but it's making sure at the same time you've got the 3 Pentacles for yourself. And that's what's learning in that whole sort of process there. We got the Queen of Pentacles as well. It's a huge amount of Pentacles. You're really concentrating more than anything this month on your material position. So your job, your business, and your projects. I think it's very good, because it's going to drive your happiness within your relationship side as well. You know, it's going to be good for one and all. King of Pentacles came out instead of the Queen of Pentacles, and you got the 2 of Pentacles at the bottom. So by the third week here, and this ties into this difficult choice that you need to make. King of Pentacles is knowing what you've got to do. I think by the third week, you're going to understand this longer term sort of plan you're in, really starting to learn it, really starting to get into flow, as it were. And the King of Pentacles is he rules by understanding or knowledge. So he's learnt a lot. And he's now in the process of doing it, and that's what makes him the king, as it were. And it's also to do with sort of like community, sort of family, friends and stuff like that. Knowing that as long as, you know, the King of Pentacles does well, then the rest of the group will do well, because he can share that sort of abundance with other people that are around you. And this is where you're going towards, your abundance. There's no, you know, and as I say, I don't think it's going to be in this last week here, although you may well see some of these returns here. But I think it's a much longer term plan than that. You may well see like the 8 of Pentacles or the 7 of Pentacles or even the Knight of Swords or something like that, you know. Oh, death. So death and rebirth. So it's the end of one cycle and the beginning of another. So this is tying in. I think this is where it's slightly affecting this decision that you've got to make within your material world. Means that there's something that's come to an end, as I said earlier on with that. And it's a new cycle that's going forward for you. And it should be driven by the sun. At the back of this card here, you do have like the sun in the background. And he's heading towards a new day in a way. So let's just do a bit of clarification on this and see what happens. See what comes out for you, Taurus. But really very, very productive productive month. And I almost feel like you know this already. It's almost as if like it's something that you're waiting for it to, you know, for the paperwork to confirm things. That's the sort of scenario I'm getting here. So the Seven of Pentacles, nurturing your happiness, nurturing the happiness at your base and how you can interact with that happiness with the people that are around you. That is what that sunshine is, and nurturing it is almost going to be, that's going to be bringing things towards you as well. So while you're not moving, you can count your blessings. When you're moving around, sometimes you don't see your blessings because you're moving on. A little fortunate thing there that helped you to get through, but you don't really see it because you're going through. You're going on your path. And this is where I think you're going to realize your own blessings. And this is what's going to pull you out of this section here. Recognizing the good path you're on. And sometimes some things have to come to an end, as it were. You got the Five of Pentacles with the Ace of Pentacles. Blessing in disguise. If it was on this side, it'd be a completely different kettle of fish, but it's not. It's on this side. And it comes with the Ace of Pentacles. So something new that's coming towards you out of the universe within this first week will mean you'll have to step away from something else within your relationship sphere, as it were. And this is where I think you're stepping out of it towards you more than anything else with the Two of Cups. Yeah, it could tie into these here. It's like a regressional sort of thing here going on. But I do believe you're going to find yourself, and in finding yourself, you're going to realize that, you know, and it may be just a friend, it might be, you know, an associate, it might be a couple as well, that needs to change or evolve, and maybe that's what, because you are evolving, there's no doubt about it, that, you know, that's the main thing here. You're going off on your path, and it is your birthday season, so you're going to be starting a whole new cycle. But it may be a case that some people around you don't want you to go off because they don't want to move, as it were. But you want to move, and it's going to be, you're going to be caught in that sort of decision. Where do I go from one to the other? And exactly, if you allow the sun to be your guiding thing, this choice here becomes a real no-brainer. Happiness after difficulty. And I think that's what that is there. I think you already know this. And once you already know this, once you realize this, it's just a case of putting it into action. Moving into May. That's what it seems like. So what comes out in the last one? Page of Pentacles. It comes from there. We almost go full circle. And I think here is where the reason that's coming to an end is because you're exploring as well, that side there. I think that's the two of them really go hand in hand in a way. And it's starting that new sort of investment and longer term cycle. It's understanding that some things do need to come to an end for other things to happen in your life. Four of Swords, healing. So I think getting on with things and getting involved in that longer term cycle or learning about it for sure, it's going to make you feel a lot better within yourself because you're no longer waiting. You haven't got that Eight of Swords there. If you're on this longer term, because you're on this longer term plan, as it were, and you're you know, it's the long term goals. You're just not going to bother with complicated situations within your job sphere. So within your business or your career path, you're not going to get involved with people who just want to have have a bit of a sort of power struggle sort of thing. You're just not going to get into that. And you're just going to, that's why I think the Six of Pentacles is there, because you're just there to make sure everybody gets a fair crack of the whip, including yourself. And you've got the Two of Swords. I think you've got to, it's simple here. You can be very nice, Taurus. You're lovely people. I know a lot of Tauruses around me. And sometimes, there's a choice to be made between you and other people. Only one person can have that job. And the other person who's going for that job might be, a really good colleague of yours. But you've got to choose you and, being fair to you. That's that sort of thing. Doesn't necessarily mean walking on other people and everything like that. That's not what it's about. That would be that card there, the Five of Swords. That would be a waste of your time. Don't get into those sort of conflicts. Be reassured about your wealth of you, basically. It's a no-brainer. Then we got the Six of Cups. So we got a lot of sixes coming through there as well, which is quite nice. Six of Cups is, concentrating, I think, on the something that's been around for a long time that's going to keep coming back. And that's what that King of Pentacles is all about. That knowledge of how to create the happiness for you that you've known in the past, and how you've created it in the past within your career or job or work sphere. And now you're going to be heading on and using the best things of the past in order to create that new future. As you go into this new cycle, you have the Ace of Pentacles, which is a replay from out of here. And look at this, how this crosses over. Page of Pentacles going through the Seven of Pentacles. And we can also say being touched by that on the way through. Seven of Pentacles and the Sun going up to the Ace of Pentacles. And this is where the Page of Pentacles is doing exactly the same thing. But it's a case here is where, you know where you're going and you know what you've got to do, basically. And this assurance is being auto-fed within yourself. So I would really, really listen to yourself and realize that this is not a choice. This is just the way things are. You can't choose for other people. It's just the way it goes. There you go, Taurus. Thank you very much for being with us. I hope it helps you out for the month of May. You get the best out of this life. Because don't forget, life should be fun. So please do enjoy.